Nobody used him because he was weak. They used him because he was too good, and he let them every single day with a smile. Deo was a donkey who believed kindness was his superpower. Every morning he woke up before the sun. Before anyone else opened their eyes, Deo was already standing at the gate of the valley, ready to help, ready to serve, ready to give. And he was proud of this. He walked through the valley with his head high, thinking, I am the most important animal here. Everyone needs me. Everyone loves me. The horse needed him to carry heavy wood across the rocky path. Deo carried it without a single word. The goat needed him to pull her cart through the mud. Deo pulled it without being asked twice. The cow needed him to stand at her fence and keep the younger animals away. Deo stood there for hours in the burning sun without complaining. Every animal in the valley knew Deo's name, but not one of them knew his pain. Because behind that smile, Deo was disappearing. Every day he gave a little more. Every day he kept a little less. His food became smaller, his rest became shorter, his body became weaker. But his smile stayed wide, because Deo believed something deep in his heart. If I am good enough to everyone, they will love me forever. One morning, Deo woke up and could not stand properly. His legs shook, his back burned, his stomach had been empty since yesterday afternoon. He had given his last food to the goat the evening before because she said she was hungry. He stood up slowly, painfully, and the horse was already at his door. Deo, I need you to carry my load today. It is urgent. Deo looked at his own trembling legs. He looked at the horse's healthy, strong body. And then Deo did what he always did. He said yes. He carried that load across the entire valley. Every step felt like fire. Every breath felt like a fight. When he finally returned, he collapsed on the ground, breathing heavily with his eyes closed. He lay there for a long time. When he opened his eyes, the valley was full of noise and life. The horse was laughing loudly with his friends. The goat was eating fresh green grass with her children. The cow was resting comfortably in the cool shade. Not one single animal looked at Deo. Not one came to check if he was breathing. Not one brought him a single blade of grass. Deo lay on the hard, cold ground, completely alone, and felt something shatter quietly inside his chest. He had spent every single day of his life making sure everyone else was comfortable, and not one of them had saved him even one moment of care. That night, the question came, slowly, painfully, like a knife moving through his heart. Do they love me, or do they just love what I do for them? Deo closed his eyes, and the silence gave him the most painful answer of his life. The next morning was different. When the horse came, Deo did not move from his spot. Deo, I need you. No. The horse blinked. What did you say? No. Deo's voice was quiet, not angry, not scared, just completely and finally done. The horse waited for Deo to laugh, to apologize, to jump up and help like always. Deo did not move. The horse left confused. Then the goat came, then the cow, then the dog. Each time, Deo said the same word, no. And here is what broke Deo's heart completely. The valley did not stop. The horse carried his own wood. The goat pulled her own cart. The cow managed her own fence. Everything continued perfectly without him. They had never needed him. They had only needed someone who could not say no. Weeks passed. Deo ate his own food first. He rested his own body first. He protected his own time first. Slowly, his legs stopped shaking. Slowly, his back stopped burning. Slowly, he started walking through the valley differently, not with the desperate need to be loved, but with the quiet, unshakable peace of someone who had finally chosen himself. The other animals noticed. Something about Deo felt different now. He was not angry. He was not cold. He was just solid, like a tree with deep roots that no wind could move. And the animals who had used him every day, they respected him now more than they ever had before. Because the world never respects the one who gives everything. The world respects the one who knows their own value.